So I don't know where I'm going with all that, but just how do we imprint our kids into this life of inauthentic?
I think a lot of it
Right.
is modeling. So, with my daughter who's almost 14, she has called me out a couple times on, because we talk a lot about being real and authentic and all of that. And she has called me out on, well, you have freckles and you cover them up. And I'm like, okay, so I have freckles in the summertime, and I'm like, and I barely cover them, then.
Yeah.
But she's like, but you look so beautiful without your makeup and all of this. And so I said to her, I understand that and I get that. I used to be the person who would never go anywhere without my makeup on. Like, I would never, ever, ever go anywhere with my face undone, type of thing. And I don't even know when it was, but I kind of just got to the point where I was like, I don't care. I have to love myself, who I am without my makeup on. Yeah. And then I put it on for fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something I have to have. It's part of my identity.
Or because you know how you feel when you do look polished.
Right.
Know what I mean?
But I feel just as good.
Yeah.
And now I have gotten to that
that's
point
the
where I feel
important
just
balance.
as good. Yes, that's
Makeup
it.
isn't a problem or an issue or
Right.
bad or anything unless it becomes something that you are too afraid to be
not
seen
wear.
Right.
without it.
But how can I be the authentic person I'm trying to tell her to be if I'm not willing to do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't,
Right.
oh, honey, you shouldn't have to wear makeup and blah, blah, blah. And then she sees me never without mine or like, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we tell people one thing, but then we don't model that with our own behavior. You know, so I feel like we, especially as moms, as aunts, as grandparents, whatever, we need to show that age group
Right.
that we are okay with ourselves, and that, you know what I mean, like model through all of that and say,
actions have always spoken much more to me than words. And I think you're absolutely right. You can talk and talk and talk and talk about something, but if your life doesn't back it up, you just look like a liar.
Absolutely. And then how are they supposed to trust you?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So are we going to have a no makeup day?
I'm totally down with that.
This is the
I'm
first time
100%
I've
down
worn
with
makeup
that.
in weeks. It
what
was
I
part
do?
of my thing,
So,
and it was
We're
terrifying
sitting
when I
here,
first
and I'm
started
just gonna.
going
I'm
without.
being real. I'm just being real
Yeah.
Good, we want you to be.
because we did our photo shoot this morning.
Right.
So
Yes.
of course we kind of came prepped, but I found this bronzer. Like, I have not been tanning. Like, this and this are not the same.
Right.
I've not been tanning,
Yeah.
and I used to tan a lot, but I
It's
realized that
why
I'm
I'm all
getting age
wrinkled.
spots.
Oh, I've
I'm
got-
getting
From-
little
from
spots,
tanning,
and
yeah.
so I'm trying to get rid of them by not. But so I found a bronzer, a liquid bronzer, and you put it on, and it gradually bronze. So then I put a little makeup on this morning, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy Hannah!
I'm like, where did you go on vacation?
Where did I go?
just
now
got
I've
back
got some
from a cruise.
I know,
explaining.
just come up with some amazing story. I was in the Keys. It was amazing. I swam with the manatees.
But just the top of me. I didn't let my arms see the sun.
I was wearing a wetsuit and only my face was out.
I was just with a turtleneck on my cruise. But so I'm thinking, okay, sometimes there's like snafus. Sometimes we
It
just
happens.
have like, oh my word, I didn't realize that bronzer was going to kick
Right.
in so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then there's no, I have to put this on because I don't want to show this. And I just think again, it is the heart, because some women really do feel good about themselves, and they're not being pretending. They're just confident or whatnot. And I kind of feel like if you have something that you can fix that doesn't become a distraction,
Right.
do it if it makes you feel better. But if you're doing it to gain approval, to try to measure up, to try to be like somebody you really aren't,
Right.
there's just that balance, because we can go. I mean, I've done the no makeup days, like what you said, when in the 30s.
Yeah.
I didn't have time for makeup. I didn't have the money for makeup.
Right.
So I was no makeup for 10, 15 years raising kiddos. And then I get into commercial print work. And it's like, oh my word.
it's
I don't even know
different.
how to put makeup on. So then I'm learning.
Right.
And now it's my profession. And so I have makeup on all the time.
Yep.
But if I was doing it because, and you've seen some of the TikToks, you've seen some of these girls and what they go through and what they do. They're pulling stuff out of their nose.
Oh my God, I can't handle the nose thing.
Like,
I'm like, why are we putting things up our nose? And
they're
then pulling
peeling
them back
stuff
down?
off their eyes and off their face, and then you look
to the
at
point
them
where they're
and it's
totally
like, it's
unrecognizable.
Not even,
They're not even.
Yeah, I would never have picked you up.
I think makeup trends have gone to such an extreme, and the problem with that is somebody's always trying to do the next thing and the next thing. Where else can you go? I mean, you reach a point, you can't put more. I mean,
there's a level of cakiness you get to.
I remember the eyelashes, spider leg, the clumpy, goopy, bigger, and I'm like, I don't know how you're even blinking because it looks so. Are you stuck on your pants again?
I can't wear these pants and this jacket together when we do a podcast. I'm gonna keep my arms like this.
All of a sudden she goes, pop.
I'm like, she's just trying to like
casually like.
I know.
But makeup, yes, you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, I can remember like that, the eyeliner, but it was the mascara to the extreme where I'm like, now we all know it doesn't look good. Everybody looking, it's like that really, it doesn't look good. Why is it a trend and why are we found? Who decided? Who decided that was, because it didn't look good on anybody.
We do have trenders who wear the incredibly long lashes. And
eyelashes don't come up to your hairline. I
I
mean, they're not meant to. Whoosh, whoosh.
Whether it's Caucasian or our dark skin sisters,
everybody.
It does seem to be quite trendy. And for me, again, that's all I'm looking at.
That's all I know.
While they're talking.
They're blinking
I'm thinking, how heavy are those? How long did it take you to put those on? And
where do you keep them puppies at night when you get them on? I mean,
do you go to bed with them?
And then they start to fall off, and you're like,
this La La Land, thinking all about these.
I'm distracted.
Yeah.
What did you say? I'm sorry. I'm watching your eyelashes. They're lush.
So I think for makeup, for me, is like a creative expression, right? But it can't be who I am.
Right.
That if it defines me, like I'm thinking like, and I love Miranda Sings, like she is such a funny person, and her whole thing was like the big red lips, and she's beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
And I loved that. Like I loved the concept of just like, I'm just big and messy and all of that. But that became like her trademark. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she knows who she is outside of that red lipstick. You know what I mean? She that's not who she is as a person, But I think a lot of times, especially when girls are learning how to put makeup on and they're going through this like middle school, high school type thing, they get very, very confused thinking like, well, I have to have this on because people won't know who I am without it. If I don't have my eyebrows done.
I just want to hug some of these littles where I'm like,